Well, you can already see that he's our main star in this 10th anniversary parade. But now he's heading your way, as this is the Big Balloon Parade, making another return for this Thanksgiving. And look at Mario go. The parade is finally here. And, hey, where's the sign gone? I don't know where it's gone. It must have broken down or something. But regardless, at least we got delightful yellow stars to lead off our parade. So as they go off, here's an even bigger star. You've seen him in the parade before, but not as a giant balloon. Here is our favourite moustache Pisanio, Mario, furnished by, of course, Nintendo. And he's here to celebrate the 40th anniversary of his game Super Mario Bros. And with that, there's all sorts of things going on. He recently revisited space in Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And, don't forget, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming your way in April. So, our favourite moustache Pisanio certainly has a busy time awaiting him. And now, here comes Bowser's airship, a delightful float that we've seen in the previous parade. And this time, we've got Peach, Luigi, and that mischievous Bowser Jr. on board. Because, as you've known already, the casting for Bowser Jr. was revealed to be Benny Safdie, whilst Charlie Day is reprising as Luigi, and Anya Taylor-Joy is reprising as Peach in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, alongside Chris Pratt as Mario. Well, obviously Mario couldn't appear in person, but at least we saw him as a giant balloon. Obviously the reason why. And now heading on to our first main float, Mr. Robot. A familiar eyesight indeed in our parade, and as usual, oh well, like last year, Wildstyle is riding on it as well. I'm guessing she must have enjoyed riding in it last year, so she decided to ride it this year. How funny, wouldn't you say? Now, here's a character that you're all familiar with. This delightful young blue healer, Bluey, furnished by BBC Studios and Ludo Studio. Coming from all the way from her home in Australia, this blue healer is once again trying to, well, play the world's largest game of keepy-uppy. Oh, and just as a quick note, Bluey is one of the most viewed shows on Disney Plus and on BBC iPlayer. It seems like everyone just can't keep enough of this delightful character. And neither can I. It's nice to see you again, Bluey. Keep it up. No pun intended. Oh no, zombies are on the loose. Oh, don't worry. The magician is here to save the day. Come on, flamethrower it. No, don't send that thing on fire too. There we are, much better. And there it goes. Coming onto the route now is, divers and, Space Defense Unit, guys? Huh? I have no idea what's going on. Oh, and it's moved a little bit because look who's riding on top. Yep, it's my good old pals, Dave and Alex, in their Playhouse Disney outfits. Yep, you normally see them on the castle float, but not this time. They're riding in a giant balloon themselves. They must have felt like that since they couldn't be giant balloons, they could ride a giant sort of balloon. But this is made out of Lego. And it can open up, so it's not a giant balloon, but it's our tallest float in the parade. There's magic in the air because on the semi-constructed log cabin float is Hagrid and Harry Potter. Except Harry Potter's trying to, be magical, but, yeah, he needs to defeat Voldemort, of course. And he's there to promote the new Harry Potter series coming to HBO in the future. Oh, the Ninjago crew are here. Well, except Lloyd. He got too busy. But our favourite ninjas, Kai, Zane, Cole and Jay, are all here. Whew. Giving you a bit of a, let's say, ninja feel to our parade. It's nice to see them again. A twinkly, sparkly Christmas tree. Now, this is something that I'm always happy to see. Ah, yes, indeed. It's always good. But it's not really a Christmas tree. There's no decorations or anything. But let's just call it a giant tree, because we're not even in the Christmas part yet. This is just the beginning of our parade this year. And here's someone who would definitely love to save the day. Superman, aka Clark Kent. Riding the Bat car. Furnished by, of course, DC Entertainment. No Superman balloon this year. Sorry, Clark. When it comes to kids who are fearful with cheese, there's one kid who we're all familiar with. Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, furnished by Jeff Kinney and Puffin Books. He's here, well, to try and not get the cheese touch. That moldy cheese that he's following. Ooh, what a stink. Look at those. Ooh, yuck. Why are you touching it, Greg? Don't get it. But, of course, the actual reason why Greg's here this time is to promote his new book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Party Pooper, where Greg celebrates his birthday. And it's available now, alongside the brand new Disney Plus movie, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw, coming your way in December. Here's a float featuring the girls who save the world before bedtime. Yep, you got it, the Powerpuff Girls on this little float furnished by, of course, Cartoon Network. Buttercup, Bubbles and Blossom are here with their delightful little mini replicas of some of their things, or for Bubbles, one of her favourite toy, Octi. As the parade roams on, how about we have some characters who have gotten themselves out of Bikini Bottom and into the real world. Yep, it's Sandy Cheeks and Patrick Star, two of SpongeBob's great friends. They ride on this little boatmobile. And I think Patrick is a bit greasy from that Krabby Patty that he's been eating. Oh, and there's SpongeBob himself. I think he's very excited to be in the parade. And I think we can understand why. He's hitching a ride on the SpongeBob balloon furnished by Nickelodeon. SpongeBob's riding up high with Gary the Snail on his back. And they're both excited because they're here to promote the latest SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, where SpongeBob and Patrick are going to hit your wall with the Flying Dutchman this Christmas. While we're heading up into winter, these construction workers think it's actually summer on this very summery desert island float with water, a barbecue chicken, and I think that's a turkey. They think it's a Thanksgiving tradition, even though it's a little different. Here's a classic British icon decked out with his red hat and his briefcase full of all those delicious marmalade sandwiches. It's Paddington Bear, furnished by Studio Canal Kids and Family. Paddington is here for another appearance in the parade as he celebrates, well, being in the parade, of course. He wouldn't want to be anywhere else but London. And of course he's here because he wants to tell you that you can get his latest movie, Paddington in Peru, on digital download and on DVD and Blu-ray. A great adventure indeed for the entire family, and it was a box office smash too. Here come the clone troopers, as you'd seen them before in so many parades. Ah, yes. It's good to see them again on their nice little Imperial Star Destroyer ship. And there's a sand trooper leading the way. But, hang on a sec. Captain Rex needs to lead that, but he's missing an arm. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Don't worry, Stormtrooper. You won't be missing out on everything. And here's a character who always likes to say hola to adventure. Well, I think you know who that would be. Dora the Explorer, furnished by Nickelodeon. Bringing along backpack and map, Dora, of course, always loves going on an adventure with her friend Boots. And of course, they got to try and stop Swiper from swiping. This is, of course, a brand new look for Dora, and she's here for the second time in our parade. See you later, Dora. Because I don't really know that much Spanish. Oh, and watch new episodes of Dora on Nick Jr. and Channel 5's Milkshake. Here's a float full of your favourite awesome Disney characters. It is the Disney Party Train. And hey look, here's Woody. And he's excited to bring out that Toy Story 5 is coming out this summer. Moana is promoting Moana 2 on DVD, Blu-ray and on Disney+. And of course, other friends Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. And oh, there's Jack Sparrow as well. Here comes Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Daisy and Goofy on the Disney Castle float, furnished by the Walt Disney Company. And they're all here to promote their brand new show, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, on Disney Junior, as well as the grand return of the Disney Junior channel. Currently available exclusively on Sky. Oh, and while Mickey's already down there, there's also Mickey up in the air. Yep, here he is again. A parade favourite indeed, Mickey Mouse, furnished also by the Walt Disney Company. And this time, Mickey's decided to ditch out his usual nothingness and wore this delightful yellow shirt in his place. But don't forget, of course, Mickey's still got his yellow boots and, of course, his trademark red pants and the ears that, well, they go anywhere regardless of his movement. Here's another rad and cool dude. Well, of course, he is cool because he's riding his skateboard up in the air. Bart Simpson, furnished by 20th Century Studios. And of course, he's here because a certain family is returning to the big screen in 2027. Yep, that's right. It's The Simpsons Movie 2. And of course, Bart will be skateboarding his way to that. Don't have a cow, man. And don't forget, new episodes of The Simpsons are heading your way too on Disney Plus, and you can also watch Bart and the rest of the Simpsons family on E4 and Sky Showcase. And of course, some of the rest of your favourite Simpsons characters are here too, all in delightful Lego minifigure form. So, in addition to Disney, The Simpsons and everything, what else does Disney Plus have to offer you? Of course, your favourite Marvel characters. And here's a great selection of them here. The Hulk, Thor, Nick Fury, Captain America, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, of course. All your favourites. And maybe some that aren't really your favourites. Here's a little blue tank engine who's celebrating the Railway Series' 80th anniversary this year. Of course, it's Thomas the Tank Engine, the #1 blue engine, and he's brought along his best friend, Percy, and his good friend, Rosie. Can't go any more than this. And they're leading the way for a super-de-duper friend. And he's a bit purple. He's got a green belly, and he's a dinosaur. Well, not really a dinosaur, but a really friendly kind of dinosaur. Who else could it be but Barney, furnished by Mattel. Barney's here once again to make this place a bit more friendly than usual. New episodes of Barney's World are available on Cartoonito. So, you can experience even more of this purple dinosaur, as well as him appearing in stores courtesy of Fisher-Price, with the brand new Barney's World toys heading your way. Bit of an Egyptian side here on this little card with a pharaoh and mummies and everything. What more could you go for with this? Another skateboarder on the loose is Pepperoni, and a younger Pepperoni? I have no idea what's going on here. Hopefully we'll get to see them in new content someday. Eh, Pepper? Mm-hmm. And an astronaut is pulling along a cart of sorts. I have no idea. Uh-oh. The ghosts have headed onto the scene. Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. Well, actually, they've declared a truce this time, despite the fact they retrieved Spooky out of Actuary and Pac-Land, because they decided to lead the way for a brand new balloon making his debut and his first appearance ever in our Big Balloon Parade. It's none other than Pac-Man, furnished by Bandai Namco Entertainment Europe, with his red boots, his orange gloves, and holding in a delightful, delicious cherry and a power palette in his hand. Pac-Man is here to, well, pack this world. Oh man, he's a meme. Sorry about that, but anyways, Pac-Man's here to promote Pac-Man World 2 Repack and Shadow Labyrinth for all your favourite video game consoles, reaching away for his 45th anniversary. Good old Pac-Man. You don't stay? Well, 45 for long. Wee woo, wee woo. Yep, you guessed it. The police force have arrived, here to protect the big balloon parade and make sure everything is going on fine. Harold the policeman is here as well as the leader of this delightful group of policemen. Now they better go off on their next patrol, and they've got all sorts of different vehicles along the way. One decided to dive onto the route, another officer is sledding, some are using snowmobiles, one's even using skis, even a bike. Anything goes, don't you think? Yeah. And then last but not least is the rest of the police force, because they're leading the way for a very special character. One who's making his grand debut in the parade. It's none other than Chase from the hit preschool series Paw Patrol, furnished by Spin Master and Nickelodeon. Led by their 10-year-old human owner Marshall, Chase is the wise leader of the pups, which also consists of Marshall, his best friend, a firefighting pup, and Rubble, an English bulldog, who relies on construction and even started his own spin-off series, Rubble and Crew. But this time, Chase and the rest of the Paw Patrol are heading into the prehistoric era, because Paw Patrol the Dino movie is coming out later next year. And as we'd always say, no job's too big, no pups too small. The criminals are on the loose, but in reality, you'd think they'd be running from the police force. Well, just now appeared, but I don't think they've even seen these. But instead, the Brickster and his gang of crooks are actually being chased by, well, you know who this character is. From Illumination's Despicable Me franchise, it's Stuart the Minion, one of the minions hired by Guru. And I think he should really be coming here and stopping Stuart, because Stuart has mistaken one of those criminals for a banana. One dressed up as such. Please put him down. He's not food, but I'm guessing Stuart doesn't really seem to care. So here he goes. And he's here to promote Minions Free, coming out next year. Look at this, it looks like a limo, don't you think? And there's my old character Boko Loco on here. Say hello, Boko. Yeah, that's right. And here's a character coming out of the pages of Vic Bruder's picture books. It's Miffy, making her second appearance in the parade and celebrating her brand new TV series. Miffy, alongside her new sister, Bun, are heading on all sorts of brand new different adventures. And it's coming soon to Sky Kids. Miffy is brought to us today by Studio Canal and Super Prod Animation. Oh, a land speeder goes by. And do you know what that's leading to? Yep, a giant Star Wars float featuring all sorts of different characters and all sorts of different ships and whatnot. It's an elegant float, don't you think? And even better, let's see what it's like in the first person. Yep, you've got it. Ooh, I think the ship is going to be a bit stuck. Come on, we can do it. There we are. There we are. Heading on to the scene where the floats are dismantled. Now here is one buffed up Sailor Man. And a very popular face in the cartoon realm, it's Popeye the Sailor Man, furnished by Kingfisher Syndicate. Indeed, Popeye has appeared in, well, comics, He's appeared in cartoons, and he's appeared in TV specials and whatnot. This buffed up sailor man, all he needs is spinach, and he can fight down the bad guys, including Bruto, and then come back to see Olive Oil and Sweepy. It's nice to see Popeye appear in our parade again, and he's our classic character for our 10th anniversary parade, so here we go. So much to the finish because he eats his spinach. Here comes some heroes who's, well, they happen to save the day every day. It's the fire crew, all with their delightful fire engines. Especially since most of the fire crew are on the top of the ladder. And they're heading forward to... Let's move a bit. Yep, they're facing Harold the fireman, the leader of the fire crew. And another one of our giant balloons. Yeah. You got that right. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Yarr! Pirates are on the loose, but the pirate is on a robot for some reason. Yep, a giant mecha. And it's got pizza too. Pirates love pizza. Actually, not really. I'm just joking. But here's someone who could really make Miss Piggy green with envy. Yep, it's none other than Kermit the Frog, furnished by Disney and the Muppet Studio. Kermit's been a familiar face in our parade a couple of times now, and he's once again making his grand return. One of our giant, enormous, biggest balloons in the parade. Just take a look at his hands. They're about as big as 2 minifigures. And his body is probably about the size of, let's say, 15 minifigures. But of course, as what Kermit would always say, it's better being, well, on the ground than being up high in the sky. But maybe sometimes Miss Piggy wouldn't think less. And here's our final normal float in the parade before we get on to the most important bit of all. Well, you'll get to see when that happens. But here we go, the ATM Adventures crew are back again. And one of them's holding a sausage. Well, don't you worry. They'll make sure to stay on the case of those evil villains. Don't you worry indeed. Yep. When you see those blue Santa starflakes, that's when you know the Christmas section is just beginning and Santa is just around the corner. And alongside the Santa starflakes, we're starting off with the Pika car. Yay! Of course, can't have it, the Pika car without 2 Pokemon who are enjoying a sleigh ride up in the air. Yep, that's right. Here they are, Pikachu and Eevee, making another appearance on their Pokeball-inspired sled, furnished by, of course, the Pokemon Company International. Pikachu and Eevee are here to promote the brand new Pokemon Legends ZA video games, which are available right now, as well as the new season of Pokemon Horizons on BBC iPlayer and the new Pokemon trading card game installments. Certainly, they are very busy Pokemon indeed, and certainly will do this Christmas. Hopefully, it might snow too. In this world, at least. Here come the toys, and a little boy is scooting around, leading the way. And that's because we're in a very cramped Santa's toy workshop. Yes, so some of the toys are leading the way because, well, none of them can't really fit on this float. And a delightful family, who we've seen before in the parade, is helping making them this year with the Scout Elves. Oh, and there is an old lady too. No, it's not Mrs. Claus. Look at all these toys. I think the good old kids and children will really enjoy those. Even Grandma's enjoying some delicious marshmallows. So, what more could you go for? I don't know. With the wave of his wand and a cry of "Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy," here comes this classic British icon, riding high in a giant stocking of all things. Yes, it's Sooty, furnished by Cadell's Limited. Sooty's making his second appearance in the Big Balloon Parade now. And of course, watching at home would be Sweep, Sue, Richard, and the rest of the gang. Sooty's here because he's excited to tell you that he's going to appear at the Bristol Hippodrome at their Jack and the Beanstalk Panto with Richard this year. Wow, that's certainly something to say "Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy" about. Here's something that normally happens every Christmas time, a delightful Christmas market, where baked goods, drinks and everything is sold. The perfect Christmas experience indeed. Ooh, Santa's already finishing the parade? Hey, wait. Is that true? Whoa. Oh, don't you worry. Because I'm not Santa. Oh, okay then. You're using a pirate hat and a wizard's beard to be Santa. Okay then. Instead, how about we have Big Man Santa leading the way for the next batch of floats? Ah, yes. Ah, yes, indeed. Here comes Snoopy's festive doghouse float, complete with the little tree that Charlie Brown has grown as well. And they're being led by a giant Woodstock and a giant Snoopy, wrapped up in winter gear, ice skates, and a giant Christmas jumper. The perfect thing for a British Christmas. And of course, Snoopy is furnished by Peanuts Worldwide, and as is Woodstock. They're here to celebrate Peanuts' 75th birthday. Blimey. We don't know how old Snoopy would be in dog years, but certainly 75 years worth of Peanuts says more than you could think up. Happy birthday, Snoopy. Oh, there's Mrs. Claus leading the way. Even more fun. Look at all these people ice skating and biking and whatnot. Wow. Let's see them a bit closer up, shall we? Here comes the ice skating rink float. A wonderful winter wonderland indeed, featuring ice skaters, snowmen, an ice sculpture, a skating rink, and more snowmen. And ice too, don't forget the ice. What an excellent addition to our parade. But there's going to be an even more excellent addition, because even more skaters and even some snowboarders have appeared. Well, let's see why they have appeared. And here it is. A visitor from the North Pole indeed, from the Luminesta Company. It's Extraordinary Noorah. And a Scout Elf is hitching a ride too. How impressive is that? They're making their debut in the parade. We've seen the elf on the shelf before, but not this delightful magical icy fox. So what does the Noorah do? Well, with a swish of her tail, the Extraordinary Noorah sparks the northern lights, pauses time and creates snow, so Santa can land on the rooftops. So it makes you think that Santa could ride on top, but in technicality, he rides his sleigh. And now the Noorah is going to be standing there to await Santa. Don't you think? And now, here comes the final float that me, Erin and Ben are on, like we have every year. It's a giant Christmas tree, and I've been narrating the parade as I go through. Hey, you two, could you move out of the way, please? Thank you. Just need this Christmas tree parked up here. Okay, here we are. So now, I think we'll all celebrate, because guess who's finally coming to town? Ah, yes, Santa. Here comes our goofy dome, and we're going to park him here, so that he could also lead the way for... Well, here it is, the largest Santa's sleigh float ever in our parade. And it's a 2-in-1 too. We've got a delightful little Christmas home scene where all the family's having fun, and Mrs. Claus is sitting there reading her book on the throne, and connecting to that we have a chimney leading up to the biggest present of all, Santa Claus. Here we are. Here he is. And now everyone's going to get off the float and, well, you get the point. Santa, throw down some gifts, will ya? Ho 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 ho, okay. Well, here is everyone and everything. Santa's going to throw down his last presents. Oh, 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 oh. Merry Christmas, everyone, and enjoy the holiday season. Because Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night. Enjoy the holidays, everyone. And I hope you enjoy the holidays too. Merry Christmas, everyone. The end.